Thomas Dolby. So, me, I don't know what to say. Most of you I know already, so I'm ancient in the video game industry. Actually, there are a couple people here who are more ancient than me in the video game industry, believe it or not. But I've been with some big brands. I've had a few startups. I've raised money in Silicon Valley. And most recently, I joined Miniclip, one of my colleagues. There's Alex Williams, head of games. Saad Chowdhury, who is our business affairs guy, looking after mobile and all the other stuff. And actually, ex-Sega too, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so I moved to Switzerland about 2 years ago. I'm really enjoying it there, and I was thoroughly surprised by Switzerland. And so, yeah, Switzerland, it's a great place. It's got some mountains. But those of you who are not Swiss and don't know much about Switzerland, I know what you're thinking. It's the Schwingen and the Guggen music and fashion-conscious animals. That's exactly what I was thinking when I went there, and especially for the Schwingen. You know, Swiss sumo, it is the greatest thing in the world. I love it. But I was really surprised to find that they have been innovators, and pretty good innovators. Albert Einstein, yes, he was German, but he was Swiss most of his life, and all his best work was done while he was in Switzerland. CERN is there. Some great writers. The first Bond woman was Swiss. And we can thank a lot of the founding fathers of this country for their influence from Rousseau, who was born in Geneva. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the American Revolution and the French Revolution. But even more interesting is the game culture in Switzerland. I was very surprised. I went and did a tour of the University of Zurich, and I was very surprised by their phenomenally robust games program there. I mean, to the point where, and I know they do some things at UCLA and San Francisco State and other universities around the United States, but they really take things like game design very seriously, where they're teaching the students there from board game through Atari 2600 through all the way to modern console and online and mobile and everything in between. And I think they're cranking out some very innovative people. And more importantly, on the technology side, I mean, everyone here has got something Logitech. Well, they're Swiss. Also Pixelux. Pixelux is a company, you remember Avatar? All those incredible digital effects you see in Avatar are Pixelux. and Pixelux also drives some of the tech on the PlayStation and the 360, as does the NVIDIA. And I put NVIDIA there, but it was a company that was bought by NVIDIA that is Swiss. But that technology, though, drives a large part of the Unreal Engine, for example. So there is a deep level of innovation. There is a deep level of expertise in the game industry. It's just the Swiss are the worst at PR. But I'm here to tell you that today they're going to come up and be fired up, right, guys? So, you know, I think it's important today that you meet those of you who are here because of me or because of Sophie, to really meet these guys and talk to them, because the products are very impressive. And because of that level of innovation, it's why Miniclip moved to Switzerland. And there are also the tax things, which is great. But for us, we wanted to be in an environment where there is a deep level of an entrepreneurial spirit. And I think the Swiss have that in common with California. The people there just sort of get on with it. They have an idea and they go for it. And they try and do it the best they can. Very similar to California. And so for Miniclip, it was that deep-rooted sense of innovation that we really appreciated. It was the creative environment, But for us, we wanted to be in a place where it was, we have such a large global operation that we wanted to be somewhere more central, where we could direct our operations more easily and drive a broader level of European partnerships, which was important to us because a huge amount of our business is still being driven out of the United States. So with Miniclip being a European company originally, we wanted to make more of an impact there, and Switzerland made the most sense. And we were based in Neuchâtel, which if you see Bern, it's just sort of, if I'm looking at it, it's going to be to the right, or left, sorry, my other left. So for us, and something to keep in the back of your mind, for those of you who are interested in potentially working with Swiss companies or setting up a Swiss company, but also the key reasons why Miniclip is in Switzerland, it's the location. You're close to Germany, you're close to Austria, you're close to France, you're close to Italy, and the access to talent there. I mean, for example, Lyon, which has a massive games industry, and that's pretty much the center of the games industry for France, is only a couple hours from Geneva. So being able to attract talent from there into the Swiss environment is fantastic. Same with Germany. You're close to Karlsruhe and Freiburg, which has a lot of German game companies there. And actually, you're pretty close to Cologne too. And as I mentioned before, the creative culture, the creative environment, the innovative environment, and very pragmatic people. It's not a society built on random creativity. It's creativity and innovation with a pragmatism behind it, where they've been able to produce some fantastic product. And of course, other good things like the favorable tax laws for Miniclip. But it's important. I say that sort of tongue-in-cheek, but for us, those tax laws have allowed Miniclip to reinvest in our company and reinvest into driving a huge mobile business. So that's been very important for us. But enough about me and enough about Miniclip. The real reason why we're here is to see some key companies that have trekked all the way from Switzerland with some fantastic product. And I think you will be genuinely impressed. And that's it. Thank you very much.